Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to unbox one of my G1 Grail dolls. This is actually my very first G1 era doll. I have purchased a couple reproduction type dolls, but this one is the first one that is from G1 era. And I am so very excited because as soon as I knew that she even existed, like she was on my list. And outside of Skeletor dolls, she is probably the most expensive that was on my list. So I'm very happy to check her off my list. And I also, I really wanted a deer friend for my Doe a Deer Novi doll. So I have two deer dolls now, and they're going to be besties. This is Isi Dawndancer. I have seen some different videos because I had no idea how to pronounce her name. I've seen Izzy, I've seen Icy, but it was very serendipitous on YouTube that I just happened to catch an old clip from either like an ad or from the old webtoon show where she actually says, "Hi, my name is Isi." That's how you pronounce that name. If anybody's curious, not that it really matters. I mean, when it's your doll, you can call your doll whatever you want. But if anybody is curious and they haven't heard the name out loud, it is pronounced Isi according to the show. And I'm also I am really in love with this doll because I grew up in a little teeny tiny town in the Midwest, and we had a lot of indigenous culture in this town. I just really enjoy seeing indigenous representation, and I really wish there was just more out there. There isn't a whole lot. When I see it, it just reminds me of my hometown a little bit, and it's very familiar and comforting to me to see indigenous culture. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it's just always it's always been a part of my life growing up. Like, it was just everywhere in my little town because there wasn't really a whole lot of diversity other than that. There was us male white people, and then there were indigenous people, and that was pretty much the entire town. But I just really adore her, and I'm so happy to have her. I had to resort to getting her in box because I really wanted her bangles and I really wanted her headdress complete, and it's hard to find a doll with all of those things for a reasonable price. And this doll just happened to pop up, and she was pretty much roughly the same price as I was seeing open dolls with missing items, or even complete dolls but they were open. And this box has been kind of kicked around, it's kind of dirty, it's bent, it almost looks like somebody stepped on it. It's kind of banged up a little, and it's not as bad as the last doll I unboxed. That was one of the worst boxes I've ever seen, but that's how I got her for that price in box. She was still very expensive, but she was cheaper than I've seen recently. And it's because this box is just it's really hashed and dirty. And this is also, I want to keep this art because she is so cute. But, like, I need to wash my hands already because this box is kind of gross. But we're just going to take a quick look on the outside of the box, and then I'm going to open her up. So this is the Brand Boo student line. The other ones are this Kirsty Trolson and Batsy Carlo, and I kind of like her. I'm not sure exactly what monster she is. I haven't looked into it. But I do like green. Anything that's green, I'll take a look at. Her, I'm not interested in, but I wouldn't mind getting her. I always love green, and then anything that's reptilian related seems to catch my eye. But let's take a look at Isi. It says she likes to mix tribal patterns and do kind of like a modern version of that. And she really likes to dance. This one where she says it's kind of embarrassing, but I have this side effect on mansters that makes them fall, you know, head over heels for me, and like that kind of makes me roll my eyes, but it's fine, I guess. And then her pet, she has no pet because, you know, she paints with all the colors of the wind, and you know, every rock and tree and creature is her pet. Get this picture. She's so cute. This art is so adorable, and she actually has a pretty good face. We'll open her up in a minute. But there's been so many G1 dolls where I'm like, oh, she's cute, and then I'll get a close-up on the doll's face, and I'm like, never mind. There's a lot of Monster High dolls where they're kind of looking in opposite directions, and you know, like this eye's going this way and this eye's going this way, and that drives me nuts. Like, check if I absolutely want that doll, because I'm a big face person and I'll have to look at that face for the rest of my life. But she is so cute. She has such a cute face. You can see this box is so dirty. This box is really dirty. I think it's been in like someone's garage or something, or, you know, in storage. You can just like see how nasty this box is. Oh, also, you know, the Monster High dolls, they're always like a daughter of somebody. So Isi Dawndancer is the daughter of a deer spirit. I know a little bit of indigenous mythology, not a whole lot, but I didn't know anything about like a deer spirit specifically. And I Googled it and I couldn't really find anything. The closest I found was the mythology of the Deer Woman, which I did know about. For those who don't know, the Deer Woman she looks like a woman, but she has deer feet. And she is a protector of women and children, and she is a danger to violent and abusive men. So she is an entity that protects women and children from violence and abuse. And if you are a man and you encounter the Deer Woman, pretty much the only way to survive the encounter is to A, have been a good person, and B, treat her politely when you meet her. Otherwise, she may kill you, which I think is just one of the best, you know, cryptid slash mythology slash, you know, whatever. It's just such a cool story. Like, I really like the Deer Woman. She is a cool figure in indigenous mythology. There's really just nothing about this whole character that I don't like. I wish we would get more like this. I would love to see just any doll line do more indigenous representation, because like I said, this culture is just like a comfort for me because I've seen it around since I was a kid. So I have a little bit more of a, or like a hyper awareness when it's not there, and other representations are, just because it's something that was always present in my childhood. Like, we would have, you know, the summer festival or whatever, like the summer event where that lasts like the weekend, where you do like fireworks and there's activities all day and night. There's like pageants and shows, and one night was always Indigenous night, so we got to see like they would have storytellers come sometimes. We would get to see like the dancers. You know, I loved watching like the fancy dancers and like the regalia and everything. I don't know, like there was something about this doll that just kind of like reminded me, because none of my family lives out there anymore. We've pretty much all migrated to the city for like work and other purposes, and I really miss that. This doll just kind of brought a little bit of that back to me, and just kind of reminded me of that influence that I got to see as a child, and I didn't really even realize, because that's all I knew, I didn't realize like that's not how it is everywhere, you know? You get out of that small community, and these things that were always around are gone. You know. So once again, like when I see things like this, it just kind of brings me back to my childhood and things that are familiar and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm gonna open this box and wash my hands, and then we're gonna touch this doll real quick. While I'm opening this doll, I wanted to point this out because I think this is so cool. Like, once again, I said this is my first G1 doll that I've ever opened, but I was opening these up, and this is so nice. Like, you just go, you squeeze and then pull it out. Oh my gosh, how nice is that? So easy. Oh, this top one's a little rough, but that's so nice. So you can actually like open the doll, and then if you want to put it all back together, it's really easy to do that. I think that's so cool. We need to do more like that, so we're not destroying boxes when we want to get to the doll if we want to keep the box. Alright, so here's our girl all out of the box. She came with a diary, which this is the very first diary I've ever had of a Monster High doll. It is kind of chomped on. I don't even know how this got chewed up so much. But you can actually remove it and then put it back in the box, so it's very possible it was removed and read and then put back in. Here's the whole box, and you can kind of open it and it swings open, and then you could put everything back in together. There was just no evidence that the doll itself had been removed. So I'm not really sure. But here's the background. The comb is still there. What a cute little background. I would have liked a little more color in this background, but I don't mind this at all. This is just a cute little hand-drawn background. No AI, no bad photoshopping, just some background that someone drew really quick. It's really all you need for box art. But anyway, here's the journal, and I did read it. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's cute. A lot of it is just about her dancing. She really loves to dance. She talks about dancing a lot. And it talks about her being asked if she wants to do an exchange to Monster High. That's mentioned in here. And then she runs into Twyla, who is shadow jumping, is what they called it in the journal, which I don't know much about Twyla. Did watch the webisodes, but I watched them when they came out, and I haven't watched them again. I kind of want to watch them again, because I remember them being fairly okay. Like, I wasn't expecting much because it was based off a doll line, but I thought the show was fairly okay. And then she lists Twyla as one of her friends in the book too, so they became friends. And she also does talk about, like, she gets visions or omens, and she talks to Twyla because I'm assuming that Twyla has some sort of connection with, like, dreams and stuff, and Twyla's like, sometimes dreams are omens and sometimes dreams are just dreams. And it's cute. It's a cute little journal. So let's look at the doll itself. This is such a cute little bag. It does open. And I'm sure you can put it right around her hand. And she comes with a stand, which I was super excited about. I wasn't sure if, I thought Monster High G1 dolls came with stands, but I really wasn't entirely sure if they did or not. It's too bad G3 doesn't. Why do they keep taking doll stands away? They don't stand on their own. Can we please have stands? Be great. This might actually be my first time touching a doll with the G1 body, other than I have like one or two Skelectors, but it doesn't quite feel the same. I was not prepared with just like how flimsy these bodies feel. Like, the shoulder joint is very sturdy, but this elbow joint, these arms are just so tiny that I was very, very careful moving the elbow joint. I was doing another unboxing and I had these action figures. They weren't dolls, but the joint was roughly about this size, maybe a little smaller, and I was not paying attention, and I so easily just broke off the whole arm. That particular figure I paid like $5 for. This one I paid way more than $5. I do not want to ever break anything with her. But she is so pretty and just so sweet. I just held her for a while. I love her. Her hair is pretty soft, not in bad condition at all. Her face looks pretty good. Her lip is missing a little bit. Ooh, a little bit of paint, I think. I don't think that's supposed to be a highlight. I think she's missing paint. I can't really tell. It doesn't bother me too much though, just because it does look like a highlight right where it's missing. She is just so cute and so pretty. She's got little ties to keep her headdress on. This part apparently just pops right off. I've seen so many dolls where she's missing this part, and I really, really wanted this part. So I got her in box to make sure she is all put together. There's her little deer feet. They're so cute. These shoes are really cute too. I'm so used to touching the G3 because that's where I started, and these bodies are just so flimsy and so thin, and I'm already missing the G3 bodies. Like, look at that thigh gap. That is ridiculous. Like, she can barely fill out these leggings because she's just so skeletal. I'm not really a fan. And then you know, she does the Monster High body thing where they have like the vulture neck that goes forward and then the tummy sticks out. And it's just such a weird posture. But I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but I really like dolls with a little more substance. I love dolls with hips and thighs for sure. Look at the cute, there's the skullettes. Just a really darling little pattern, and I love the clash of these two patterns. She just likes living loud with color. I used to work at a fabric store, and you could tell when powwow was coming because like all the grandmas and the aunties and the moms would come in and they would just buy these absolutely gorgeous bright colored broadcloths for to make their regalia, and they just really love bold, beautiful, deep colors. That's definitely what Isi's wearing. Just lots of beautiful colors and patterns. She's just so pretty. She's so pretty. I just wish she had a little more meat on her. But I am really enjoying my very first G1 doll. I do hope to get more in the future. I do have a little bit of a want list. It's not a very big list. I don't need them all. I'm just kind of making a short little list, and I'm just going to have a little bitty collection of just my favorite ones. Unfortunately, a lot of the ones I want are kind of expensive. So we're just going to take our time and get, you know, one at a time every once in a while until I have my little collection, and that would probably be it. I know they announced a little while ago that they're doing Dance of the Dead or something like that. That line, they're doing pre-productions of that line, and I had been wanting the Laguna from that line, so I am looking forward to that I can get that for a more reasonable price than trying to get second-hand G1 Laguna. So I'll be getting her. I think it's really cool that they keep doing pre-productions. I don't think anybody would complain if they just went through the entire line of Monster High and did reproductions all over again. I don't think anyone would complain. We could all grab the ones that we've been wanting and you know, complete whatever collections that we were trying to do on eBay. And then I think that would also lower just Monster High prices all around, which it would just be nice. You know, it would just be nice to get the dolls that we want without having to pay an arm and a leg or to like save up for 3 months to try to get the doll you want. Wouldn't that just be a wonderful world to live in? Thank you for letting me like talk too long about just things that don't necessarily matter with this doll, but it was nice to talk about it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay, bye!